Hey guys, fair face at you. Just finished putting some updates on my AK, and I know I said some of you would get this furniture on sooner, but I was real busy at work. Anyway, so I'm just going to go through the things that I put on my AK. This is an inner ordnance AK, as you all know. I have done several reviews on them. It's the newest model that they make. I'll briefly go over some of the stuff, just because some people passing by the video looking at inner ordnance AKs. But if you are just passing by, be sure to look at mine, because I've got probably the most amount of reviews on inner ordnance AK out there. Anyway, back onto my personal one here. I'm just going to brief overview. The stock is a Fab Defense recoil reducing AK-47 stock, but looks like an AR-15 stock. Essentially it'll fit on an AR-15. My next modification is U2g Quad Rail. Great for the money. I know it's not that light, but hey, it's alright. My next thing's the foregrip. That's again a Fab Defense, Israeli made. And then my last Tapco AK-74 muzzle brake. Now I'll go through why I chose these products and the research I did on them. Alright, well, we'll start at the stock. We're just going to go over it a little bit. Alright, so, first of all, this is sold by the Mako Group, and still a Fab Defense stock, if you can read that, maybe. Yeah, maybe not, but I promise it is. Anyway, it's got a buffer spring in it. Every time you fire the round, the recoil is reduced by quite a bit, and the recoil puts it straight in line with the receiver and the bolt. It honestly makes the recoil very, very manageable for an AK. I love it personally. Some people don't. I got this from Cheaper Than Dirt for $100. I don't know if the sale's still going on, but I assume it's probably around there. And for the money, it's the best I could find. Some reviews on there, people didn't like it. They say it threw off their aim while the action was recoiling and all that stuff. I have not found that to be the case. I had it on my previous inner ordnance for probably about 2,000 or 3,000 rounds, and they had never. I could do 1 or 2 inch groups. Well, 1 inch groups at 50 yards quite easily, and about 2 inch groups at 100 yards. Yeah, pretty. I mean, no harder than it would be without it. And honestly, it put me back on target so quickly that I fell in love with this stock. And not because I can't stand the recoil. You know, everybody knows the recoil of an AK is not that bad. But it also has a compartment for batteries, matches, whatever you want to put in there. It is pretty hard to get open, and I probably can't do it with one hand. So if somebody else wants a review on that, I'll kind of open it and then go back there. As far as the fit and finish in an inner ordnance AK, how does the stock fit in there? Perfectly, honestly. Now, you know, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a millimeter gap there. Now, I couldn't close it up. I tried my best with a mallet and everything trying to get it to close, but it fits so close. It honestly, it fits better than most. I can tell you the Tapco did not fit very well in this, and I did not like the Tapco AR-15 type style stock on this. It kind of cants downward a little bit, and it makes it recoil upward, very much so, almost like a wooden stock on there. So I didn't like that. But that fits great. It's real snuggle and tight. I haven't gotten out and shot with it. I meant to do that today, but hey, been busy. On to the next thing here. Let's see. Again, I'm gonna just go over this again. Inner ordnance, made in USA. All the receiver and all the metal parts on here are all made in USA. Even the plastic parts, including their magazines that they sell, all USA made. And again, for the people that have had inner ordnance before, the older models that sucked or whatever, now mill out the back of the bolt like a traditional Russian or type or Chinese does, and that pretty much fixed all the sticking problems with the bolt that I've seen. And next, I'll go on to the UTg Quad Rail. Now, a lot of people put these on their AKs. Now, how do they fit? A lot of people don't know how these go on here before you buy them, so I figured, because I didn't know, and out there not many people really explained it, to be honest with me. When you take off the original furniture, you know this top piece gas tube, you twist it off, which is easier said than done. The bottom piece, you remove this this metal piece right here, and you slide it forward, and the piece just slips out. Real easy to do. And after you get all that apart, all you got to do with the quad rail is you get this. There's this piece. I don't know if you can see these 2 screws inside here. That is actually a bridge for the bottom of the gas tube. Because in the original design of the UTG Quad Rail, it did not have that, and people would over-tighten these screws, and it would bend their gas tube, keeping the piston from moving back and forth. So that would be a bad thing. But so again, onto that. You put your gas tube back in there with nothing on it. It's going to look pretty naked. Make sure you tighten this down first, and then you slip that bridge in there, screw it down snug. Don't bend the gas tube or nothing, and then all you do, you'll first try to fit it in there, this bottom quad rail, and if it's real loose, you're going to get, they include 4 or 5 of these shimmy things. I don't know if you can see this slim piece of metal. This one only required 1. My last inner ordnance required 2, so it varies on what AK variant or inner ordnance, how they did your weapon. But and so I put 1 shimmy in here, and then it should very snugly slide up here. And once you get it slid up in place, all you do is you put this top piece on there, and it's got 4 screws. You just screw it down, and it goes on there great. And it is absolutely freaking solid. My other inner ordnance never moved 1 bit. Shot thousands of rounds through it, so I very much recommend that. Now, is it lightweight? No. It's actually kind of heavy. But hey, for $40, I'm not going to complain. There are other ones out there that are lightweight aircraft aluminum that are like $100, $200. Personally, I don't care. The weight doesn't bother me. I don't ever really plan to carry it as a combat rifle. I guess, shit hits the fan type scenario. I could still carry it with ease. I haven't weighed it, so I couldn't tell you. Now, while I'm here, I'll just go ahead and the Fab Defense Broomstick here. The feel of it's great. Ventilated back here. Real rubberized grip feel. Feels awesome. Personally a little long, but it fits really well. Honestly, you got to move it forward a little further. If you're a person that likes your stick closer up, you're going to need a real short one, because the AK mags, remember, they swing out when you take them out. So that might be a frustration for some people new to AKs. Next line of business, I'll kind of mix in here that inner ordnance is now including cleaning rods with their rifles, which is awesome. Well, my next thing here, and I got a little story to go along with this, is this Tapco AK-74 brake. Now, for any of you that are in AKs, this is not a traditional 74 brake, because there are 2 holes up there instead of 1 here and 1 on the side. Now, on a 74, the reason why you have 1 hole up here and 1 on the side is because, well, the mass of the bolt throws the rifle to the right slightly. Now, for the life of me, I don't know why Tapco put both holes on the right. I guess they figured it didn't make much difference, and I guess they figured the muzzle climb was worse than, I guess, the rightward motion. I don't know. Anyway, so the design of this is the gas comes through, comes out of the holes, keeps the muzzle down, puts a little more weight up here too, and then the rest of the gas is propelled forward and blown backwards. So your recoil it helps the muzzle blast, basically. But what it does with the muzzle blast is it gives you a reverse muzzle blast. In other words, from where you're sitting and shooting a rifle, it's going to be a lot louder. So if you're someone that doesn't use good hearing protection, you're going to have to if you use one of these. But as far as how it works, how it feels, it is awesome. It will not. It makes it so much more pleasurable to shoot. It makes the action between the stock and it makes it straight back. It really does. Just like an AR-15 with a little bit more recoil. So I love it. And a side note here, these pins, you push them down and screw them in. My previous inner ordnance model, the pin got stuck inside the hole or whatever it is here, right here. Just want to say that the pin didn't do that this time. Worked just like it should. So props to inner ordnance for finally getting it right. And Keith watches this. Thank you very much for your service. And again, I would like to say, any of you people that have had issues with their inner ordnance or having issues, send it back. Call him and ask for Keith. He'll fix it for you, just like he did mine. I had no issues with it, and honestly, for the money, you cannot beat this AK. I just talked to a couple of my viewers. They got this. They picked up one of these for like $400. I mean, who cares at that price point? Even if you get one of the older lemons, that still means that you can send it back to them for their lifetime warranty, and they're going to give you a brand new model edition. And that makes it way worth it, because I would price this up with a much more expensive. Like, this blows a Wasser out of the water any day of the week. I got rid of my Wasser because honestly I have this one. Why would I want a Wasser? To be honestly, I always had issues with it anyway. The mag wobble is 10 times worse. Now, yeah, some people have noticed that these mags, polymer mags, and the inner ordnance AK wobble. Well, get some steel mags, they fit great. I use some of my friends, and they don't wobble. And one of my other viewers had the same deal. But honestly, they still function flawlessly. They may move a little bit, but the AK is designed to have its wobble tolerances, so no issues with feeding or anything. For all of you that are annoyed by rattling parts on a weapon, you shouldn't have bought an AK. Because Inner Ordnance, I think, tried to make things a lot tighter fitting on the original design for their AKs, and that was essentially the issue. The bolt was so tight in there, it would get stuck at the back. Piston would get stuck up here because everything was real tight fitting. Magazines, these polymer ones, fit really snug, so when people put in the steel ones, they either had to push them real hard in there or bend them in there, and they didn't work. They caused feeding issues, all that stuff. So Inner Ordnance has gone to an American-made traditional type AK. And I guess that's my 2 cents. And if you guys have any questions about what I put on here or other things I've tried, I've put some various other things. I've had wood furniture on it, and I'm not a wood fan. The original wood stocks go down a little bit, and it causes real good muzzle climb and rightward action, and it's not my thing. I like the black tactical look, but hey, every man's got their thing to float them. And that's about it for you. So you guys got any questions, let me know. Subscribe face out.